Hey, good morning, friends. Mark Holmes here with my buddy Cowboy Joe Boo. And as always, thank you guys for watching, commenting, and subscribing to the Joe Boo Sports Report. You know, without you all, we can't do this. Let's get open for business here on this Tuesday morning where it's back to life, back to reality. We've had snow here on the East Coast, and everybody's kind of getting back to work, everybody, except, of course, the federal government. But thank you for joining in to this morning's edition of Don't Sleep on the Dallas Cowboys, because you literally cannot sleep on the Dallas Cowboys. Things happen late in the evening, late at night, first thing in the morning, so you want to be up to speed with all that is America's team. It's the off season, and it sucks. The NFL season just goes by so fast. I mean, it's just like literally like a blink of an eye. It seems like it was just yesterday we were sitting here having the countdown clock to the season. You know, we started out, I think, at 97, 98, and now it's gone. And this is where we started out last year. The funny thing, or the interesting thing, or even the sad thing that happens with football is it's unpredictable. You don't know what you don't know. This time last year, we were looking at David Irving. David Irving, oh my God. David Irving looked like an absolute positive beast. His rookie year, he had 4 sacks. I mean, he owned Aaron Rodgers during the regular season, and he was just literally destroying people. His second year, 7 sacks, 22 tackles, and you're saying, man, the sky's the limit. So the Cowboys in the offseason, like, well, you know, he's a free agent. We got to figure out if we're going to give him a first-round tender or a second-round one, because that guy with D-Law, ooh, Nelly. We thought for sure that was going to be a 10-sack plus guy last year, that he was going to be just an absolute monster. On the other side of the fence, Randy Gregory. This time last year, we were wondering, would Randy Gregory ever get on the field? People said, forget that guy, man. Cut him. I questioned it. I'm kind of like, you know, his mind is on everything but football, because Randy Gregory, make no mistake about it, that was some hellacious weed that Randy Gregory was smoking. That has to be the most expensive weed in the world, because he failed that drug test during the combine. I mean, that is like your job interview, your one-time job interview for the NFL. You got to know that I got to be perfect for that. But you know what? Didn't care. That was the only reason why the Cowboys had an opportunity, because of that failed drug test. He should have been a top 10 talent. I've had disagreements with Vosh on this channel and stuff, and Vosh is like, look, man, he is a man-child. He's a beast. He's got the length. He's got the skill. He's like a cobra. The way he can coil his body and spring out. And I'm like, yeah, that may be true, but his mind is on everything but football. And you got to have your mind completely focused on being on the field. And so he was suspended this time last year. Now, we had heard Sean Lee and Tyrone Crawford and some other players were going to the mat for him, saying he's getting himself together, and, you know, basically wrote a book to the commissioner and everything else, and they appealed. But we weren't thinking about Randy Gregory. We weren't thinking that we're going to need, really, Randy Gregory, because we have David Irving. We thought, David Irving, man, this is going to be it. But David Irving never got out the garage. He never got it in gear. He never got to OTAs. And when he did show up, he was so out of shape. Didn't matter. Give him a second-round tender for him. But the Cowboys are patient. See, the Cowboys will try and work with people. If you got talent and you have an ability, they will try and work with you to make things better. And make no mistake, people make mistakes. People have arguments. People let you down. It's not intentional. Sometimes things happen in the heat of the moment. Sometimes things happen that you wish you could pull back from and just kind of hit the reset button, but it doesn't work that way in life. You have to deal with your moment of anger or your moment of passion, your moment of bad judgment, and atone for those things and try and make changes to fix the problem. Now, unfortunately, David Irving's got problems and issues that he's dealing with that he's not coping with them very well, apparently. And unfortunately, after having the PED suspension the year before and then the failed drug test, failing to appear for drug tests, he had the 4-game suspension to begin this year. He played for 56 snaps. And now the word is that there's, still battling this cold. He's missed 3 drug tests. And understand, oh, big deal. So he missed an appointment. No, it is a big deal. A missed test is the same as a failed test. So now you're talking about missing 3. And that's what I've heard. That's, is being reported. And if that, in fact, is true, more than likely he's suspended for the next year. Yeah. And that's a waste because David Irving had all kinds of potential. The Cowboys recognized that when they pulled him off the practice squad of Kansas City and put him underneath Rod Martinelli. And Rod Martinelli gets the most out of guys. And so you have to look at not only ability, but desire to play. And right now he doesn't have it. Hopefully he gets it before it's too late and we don't see him years down the road sitting in a bar saying, I wish I coulda, woulda been, but I didn't. On the flip side, the reason maybe you have hope for David Irving is you look at Randy Gregory because, when the NFL reinstated him and they've gone through and they have checked, and when it's Dallas Cowboy players, you getting double checked on a regular because they want to catch Cowboy players. When he got reinstated, I said, you know what? If he can just stay on the team for the season, then that's a win. Anything above that is icing on the cake. And you look at the season that he had, there's some boneheaded plays. Make no mistake, he cost us some penalties. For the half, he ended up shoving a guy in the face. The official was literally 2 steps behind him. 15-yard penalty, cost us 3 points. He ended up having a face mask on Drew Brees that cost us 15 yards, gave him a first down, even though he was being held. They didn't catch that part of it. It should have been offsetting, but that low hit to a quarterback, 15-yard penalty, those things. But what you have to look at is this guy who basically had only a few games under his belt going into the season, whose body had not really been playing football much for the last 15 months, got 22 tackles and 6 sacks. And you could see him getting better each week. He was literally like a raging bull. The problem, of course, was he doesn't know how to take that control just yet. He's just raw talent. But you can see the shades of greatness, and the reason why the Cowboys said, we're going to give you 94, DeMarcus Ware, Charles Haley's number, because we believe you got that potential. And after seeing what you saw this season, you could see if he stays on the straight and narrow, if he can keep his body and his off the field life in order, if he can stay off the weed, as Stephen A. Smith says, you could see him paired up with DeMarcus Lawrence because I know we're going to re-sign him. And that tandem being unstoppable. And that's actually great to see him turn his life around and to seem to finally get it. We can hope the same happens for David Irving, but the problem for David Irving is we signed him to a 1-year tender, which means he is going to become a free agent. So do you put more money behind David Irving to hold on to him? I don't know. But this is one of those tough decisions that the Cowboys have to make between now and the league year starting. Who do you want to keep of your free agents? Who do you want to let go? How much can you afford to pay them? And no matter what you do, it's always hard because you have players that are cornerstones of the foundation that have been great, but you have to say goodbye because football always keeps on rolling on. Father Time is undefeated. All right, guys. As they always say, don't quit your day job. Well, I got to go get my ass to my day job. We'll see what we're going to see. Yesterday was a roller coaster ride with the Scott Linehan situation and stuff. I personally don't believe that they will be firing anybody till after the Pro Bowl. I think that they're probably doing a search, trying to put out some feelers, trying to figure out who they want to put in, because the Dallas Cowboys are more calculated as opposed to just straight passion-driven. When they fired Paul Alexander, they already had a replacement in mind of who was going to be there. So they didn't leave themselves short. And I believe that they're doing their homework right now and figuring out who they want to replace Scott Linehan. Maybe they end up bringing him back. Who knows? But I believe next week is when we'll see something on that. So, guys, I hope you guys have a great day, and I will see you soon.